Tell me when.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Agents of Change Circle Up for Wednesday, July 26th, 2023. My name is Jim Tanner. I'm excited to be here with you today as we are kicking off the end of a month. Now, that might sound like a weird thing to say, right? How can you kick off the end of something? But that's truly what we do here in our business. I'm going to talk a lot about how the calendar month works in our business here in our training today. But we get to a certain point in the month where the urgency of the end of the month creates a special circumstance. And a lot of the business that comes in throughout the calendar month comes in this fourth week of the month. Some of that is due to the fact that the sands of time dripping through the measure cause us to have some urgency. Some of it is just the fact that a lot of business gets done at the end of a month. People are ready to get started. So we see a lot of recruiting. People are getting their membership. We see a lot of folks get their memberships. And that's what it's going to be like here for today through the weekend and into the end of the official end of the month, which is Monday, July 31st. And our month ends at midnight Central Time. Be on the lookout in our Facebook group for us to share with you those month-end deadlines. The company is going to put out a graphic with that. And we'll go ahead and we'll share that with you as well. So today we are talking about all the good stuff that happens when new associates get started, the bonuses that are on the table, the behaviors that we are incentivized to help you to create the rhythms and patterns that come with that, and all of the good that comes with it as well. Now, Yvette Eldridge and I and some others just got back from a Performance Club incentive trip to Mexico, and I'm going to have Yvette share a little bit of that information here in a few minutes, but that's just one of the many things that we get to celebrate in your life as a new associate. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to take us through a few things, and we're going to be talking again, as I said. Now bear with me here. Let me get this keyed up for you. We're going to be talking about getting new people started in the business. Sometimes that's you, right? And sometimes that's the people in your team if you're building a team, and I hope you are. So let me just share my desktop. Excuse me. I think we got it on here. So I'm going to look away from the camera because I want to talk about this document that you're seeing on the screen. What I pulled up here is the document for getting Fast Start qualified, which is for our new associates, the activity that you are first directed to do when you're new, because this takes place in your first 20 days in the business. Now you'll see on the screen, there's also some conversation about manager level. I have another slide for that, but I just wanted to talk to you about this first of all. So what is it to Fast Start qualify? Well, in your first 20 days in the business, you sign up 3 customers and you recruit 1 associate. Typically, the way that works is one of those 3 customers at least says, yeah, not only do I want these services, but I want to join you in the business. I want to do what you're doing. And that's happening all around us. I mean, the fact that if you're brand new, that's what you said, right? I mean, I said it 20 years ago, and maybe you said it 20 minutes ago when you got started in the business. You said, yes, I want to know what this is about. I want to be involved. I want to create new income streams for my family. I want to build a book of business, a passive residual income. So people are saying yes to our business when they learn about it. The fact is thousands of people will join our company in the month of July. We only need 1 of them in your first 20 days to join your team. So that's Fast Start qualifying, 3 customers and 1 recruit. And you learn in the Fast Start class not to have any anxiety about this because this is supposed to be fun. We give you 20 days. You can do it in 2 days, but the company gives you 20. Now, everything except Fast Start, almost everything I'm going to talk about today is based on the calendar month. Fast Start qualifying is not based on the calendar month. It's your first 20 days in the business. It's the first 20 days from the day you join in the business. So I think that's important to understand. Now I'm going to talk at the most basic level today, and then I'm going to talk at a higher level. So whether you're new or you're already building your team, this is going to apply to you. But just look at this if you're new. Our company, so I hope you'll see on the screen, that the company is going to pay you a $100 bonus on top of your commission for getting Fast Start qualified. But that's not the only bonus the company is paying out. they're paying your sponsor. So if you're a new associate, let's say this, let's say Yvette signs me up in the business and I go out and I get Fast Start qualified in my first 20 days. So I'm earning the commissions from those customers signing up for the membership, and I'm getting a $100 bonus from the company. That's something to celebrate, and we do celebrate that. But the company's also going to pay Yvette a $100 bonus as my sponsor. Why? Because the company wants us to work as a team. They don't want, see, in 51 years, here's something they figured out. They figured out a lot of things in this great company, but they have figured out that the best situation, environment for new associates to exist in is the environment of them being in collaboration and being mentored and coached by the people who've already done the thing that they're about to do. So the company says, hey, listen, not only are we going to pay that new associate $100, so I'm getting $100, we're going to pay the sponsor $100 as well. That way we're incentivized together. Now, if Yvette is also qualified as the upline senior director and the upline executive director, you'll see there's another $200 payout at each of those levels. Now, she may be or she may not be there because you have a team of people. So there could be someone else or two other people working with me, along with Yvette, to make sure that I get Fast Start qualified. The company is paying out, let's just do the math, 100 plus 100 plus 200 plus 200, that's $600 in bonus money. And why is the company paying that out? To incentivize me and to incentivize my coaches and mentors to go out and find 3 customers. They're paying $600 to a group of people to incentivize and motivate me to find 3 customers and have one of those customers be a recruit. Now I can find more customers than 3 if I want to, but what that does is it creates this motivation. You can think of it like a bubble where everybody benefits. All of the people that know what to do are in alignment with me. I'm brand new, I don't know what to do. We call that Fast Start qualifying. So I wanted to peel the onion back on that, because so often what we say is, hey, listen, new associate, go get 3 customers and 1 recruit, and you'll get a $100 bonus. It has taken me a while to understand that I need all of those new associates that are getting a $100 bonus to understand there's another $500 out there that's being paid out to coaches and mentors. Because as you move up in the compensation plan, for example, let's stick with this. So you're going to find 3 customers and one of them is going to join you in the business. So now I'm new, I go and I get my 3-in-1, 3 customers, 1 recruit. Let's say my 1 recruit is Bill Sharon, because that's who my first recruit was. Now, when Bill Sharon Fast Start qualifies, he not only has me to help him with that, because I just did it, so I know how to do it. He has Yvette. He has Yvette's senior director, Yvette's executive director. You see what's happening here? We have all of this group of people. Another $600 is being paid out every time somebody in the team finds 3 customers and 1 recruit. So there's a lot of money on the table. And if you look at what our company is doing, you have to say to yourself, it must be important to get the new associates Fast Start qualified. Otherwise, why would they allocate $600 just for somebody finding three customers and 1 recruit in their first 20 days? It is that important. It launches your business. It creates your story. And so for those of you who've already been through that process, by the way, some people just, we've gone through stages in our business where we didn't have Fast Start qualifying. We've been through stages where we didn't emphasize Fast Start qualifying. So you're going to meet lots of people that never Fast Start qualified and still had incredible careers here. That's true. But what we're doing is we're creating a cadence in a new associate's business that's going to carry forward. And the company has put a lot of money on the table. There's going to be a recurring theme today. A lot of money on the table so that you and I can build a business. And the incentive dollars to motivate our team members is built into this business model. See, here's what I didn't say. Listen carefully to me. Let's say you want to build a big team. You want people all over the US and Canada helping their customers get Legal Shield and ID Shield. Of course, they're earning great income. You're earning overrides and bonuses on that activity. You're creating time freedom and financial freedom. And you don't have to write checks and provide the money for people to get this incredible incentive base, right? At no point do you have to provide the $600. The company's provided that. All you have to do is help people win in the business. So that's Fast Start qualifying. And there's $600 on the table for this. So let me just change over here to the next stage of our business, which is manager qualifying. So this is the next thing that is not tied necessarily to the calendar month, but fast start qualifying. I just want to go back and say this. It's the company gives us 20 days. It doesn't take 20 days. Typically, if we just let things happen and we don't talk about fast start, typically people will not fast start qualify on their own. Here's why. I could do a whole training on this. People join this business and they joined a new business and it's very exciting, but they haven't yet put it into their lives yet. They haven't figured out where their new Legal Shield business fits into their lives because they still have children and grandchildren. They still have a spouse and responsibilities. They still have a job. Perhaps they have these things that have always demanded their attention appropriately. And now they have a new business. So one of the things Fast Start does is it motivates us to get our business into our lives right away. And then with manager, we have a manager bonus that if you reach the next level, so you move from associate to senior associate to Fast Start qualify, you got a promotion from $70 to $90. Then your next promotion is from senior associate to manager, and the company is going to give you 45 days from your first day. So 45 days from the day you started in the business to reach the manager level, and you see this on your screen, you have the opportunity to earn additional bonus money. How much? Well, $200 for reaching manager in 45 days or less. But just like we talked about with Fast Start, the company is incentivizing your sponsor with another $200. So now you're getting $200 as the associate reaching manager, and your sponsor is getting $200. Your upline executive director is getting $400. Actually, your senior director and your executive director are each getting $400. A lot of times that's the same person. So in a lot of cases, I'm the upline, and you don't need to know all this now, but just kind of follow along. A lot of times in my business, I'm both the upline senior director and the executive director. So when somebody reaches manager in their first 45 days, the company's sending me $800. You better believe that it has my attention, everybody in my team, as they're joining, wherever they live in the country, whoever they're working with as a sponsor, I am aware of their journey in their first 45 days because I'm financially incentivized to be aware. So that allows me to spend energy and time on my team, not just energy and time on my personal business, the memberships that I'm signing up. So and how do you reach manager? You go from 3 customers and 1 associate on your team, which is how you Fast Start qualified. You add 2 more business partners. So now you have 3 associates on your team, and you plus those 3 associates, all the business that you all write total has to add up to $500 in premium. So at this stage, you don't have to do it alone because you can count the production that comes from your small and growing team of 3 or more people. And what is premium? It's just simply the dollar value of the memberships that you and your team are selling. So typically people get Legal Shield and ID Shield. They get the family plans that's $64.90. And so those $64.90 plans added up. Once you hit $500 in total premium from those signups, and you have 3 people on your team, you are now $300 in 3 or $500 in premium if you don't have a team is what it is. I'm sorry, I misspoke there, I think. But so it's 3 business partners, $300 in total premium. So it's basically just a handful of memberships from you and your team. And then you're a manager. And the manager level in Legal Shield is the core rank. And why do we call it the core rank? Because to continue moving up the compensation plan, you don't have to, let me just see who's not muted. Hang on 1 second. I think I got everybody. Okay, so for why it's the core rank, let me get back to that. So why manager is the core rank is because now you've established yourself as a manager. You've earned bonus money. You have a compelling story. You and your sponsor, you and your senior director, you and your executive director are all working together. Now you've created a relationship, a business partner relationship. And it's the core rank because all you have to do is write this word down if you're taking notes. Duplicate that process, that magic word, duplicate. You don't have to create any other new way to do it. All you have to do is help your new people as they join your business to do the same thing. Once you have 3 managers on your team, you're now able to keep moving up in the compensation plan all the way to the director level. So you can qualify for director once you've duplicated what you did to get to manager with 3 other people. So you're going to continue moving up through the permanent levels in the compensation plan. Now that I've talked about these 2 first promotions and then duplicating that in our business, I want to also show you another sheet here. Hang on one second. We call this Performance Club. Now we're going to talk about something that happens on the calendar month. So when you joined the business, you had your 20 days. That's your 20 days. It could be any 20 days. It could start in one calendar month and bleed over into the next for fast start qualifying. Same thing with manager. You have 45 days for manager. That could start in one calendar month and will certainly bleed over into the next calendar month. So what about Performance Club? Performance Club is based entirely on the calendar month, and it's going to prepare you to build a business that grows from calendar month to calendar month, and it's going to allow you to qualify for the senior director and executive director levels in the compensation plan. Now, why do you want to qualify for senior director and executive director? Well, let's go back to these sheets we started with. Here's fast start qualifying. Wouldn't you like to be positioned to pick up the $200 senior director bonus, the $200 executive director bonus when people in your team are fast start qualifying? Wouldn't you like to pick up the $400 senior director bonus and $400 executive director bonus when people in your team are manager qualifying? Well, to do that, you qualify for those senior director and executive director levels on a calendar monthly basis. And as you assemble a team around you that's committed to Performance Club qualifying, and you're committed to Performance Club qualifying, you're going to find yourself moving to those ranks. A lot of people have questions like, well, how do I get to executive director? And that's a really important question to ask yourself, because that's really the pathway to earning a 6-figure income in this business, is qualifying for those top levels in the compensation plan. And the way you do it is through Performance Club. So you commit to being Performance Club qualified every month. And then what happens is the company rewards you with a monthly cash bonus just to keep you focused on staying in Performance Club. And as people in your team join Performance Club, our company they're not going to ask you as the team leader to pay out bonuses to Performance Club members in your team. They're going to pay those people in your team to stay in Performance Club. Again, we're using the company's money. And as you can see on the screen, let me get back over here so I can scroll. In month 3 through 11, every member of your team that's been 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and so on, consecutively Performance Club qualifying, the company is going to pay $200 every month to every member of your team. And once they get to 12 months, they'll pay them $300 a month. Once they get to 24 months, they'll pay them $400 a month. Once they get to 36 months and beyond, they'll pay them $500 a month. They'll pay you and I up to $500 every month. That's an additional $6,000 a year to you and I, and every member of your team that wants to be in Performance Club and consistently qualifies. And how do they qualify? They just need 150 Performance Club points. And you can see on your screen, I'm going to scroll back down, you can screenshot that, how you get points. And we've got a lot of training on Performance Club and how you get points in Performance Club. So you see, when you start to look at all of the incentives in a list or a row that our company has available, it can kind of make you say, I don't know what I should be focused on. But when you start to look at them in a linear fashion, when you're brand new, you focus on fast start qualifying and then moving to manager. And you're going to start Performance Club qualifying on the calendar month just from taking a serious focus on those activities. As you do those things and duplicate your success by sharing that with others, and then guiding them along with your sponsor, along with your executive director, along with your senior director, and working as a team, as a core unit together to help new people win as well, you'll start to build a Performance Club army around you. And again, this company is going to pay hundreds of dollars out in bonuses to every member of your team for doing those same activities. And you and I as team leaders never have to write those checks. And the other thing the company is going to do, and I'm just going to talk about this, and I'm going to have Yvette help me with this as well, is the company is paying out cash bonuses every month for Performance Club. And then they're putting on the table a trip every year. Now, one way I've always looked at this trip, and I'm just showing you our next trip, which is our incentive period starts with July, which is right now, through February, which means that you have to Performance Club qualify at a minimum from July to February. There's some other requirements, like over the course of that, how many months is that we decide? July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. That's 8 months. Over those 8 months, you have to recruit 15 people and help a couple of them get Fast Start qualified. So those requirements we're not even going to talk about today, because they don't, those are requirements that are going to matter in the coming months. But the requirement that matters right now is Performance Club qualifying in July, because unfortunately, if you don't Performance Club qualify in July and members of your existing team don't Performance Club qualify in July, then they're out of the running for the trip to Jamaica. Now you might say, well, that seems harsh, but what we're doing is we're creating a little bit of urgency that compels associates to get into the Performance Club, which is the core behavior that drives your entire business and takes you to a 6-figure annual income and takes you to the Millionaires Club. So we want to make sure that we start driving people's attention, focus, and intention to Performance Club so that they can win. And the best way to do that is with this trip. So I want to talk about Montego Bay because I know the numbers about Montego Bay, and then we'll talk about Jamaica again to close us up. We just got back from Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. I mean, we had an incentive period for a year, and still nobody knows how to say it. At least I can't say it. So whatever, however you pronounce that, that's where we just were. And what I want to talk about is how I understood and then how I've come to understand these trips, because I've been on 20 of these trips all around the world. And always all expenses paid, no expenses spared, VIP level accommodations, and everything is great. And Yvette Elders is going to tell you about her experience here in a second. But I used to think that the trip was just a reward for me. Like, okay, I'm going to go and do this. I get to take somebody with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. It is. I'm going to get to network with all of the top people in the company. You do. All of that is true. But then I've realized over time, as I've started, just like I'm talking to you about how the bonuses are paid by the company to my team, to incentivize my team to do the things that benefit them and benefit me, that's what the trip does. The company spent over $2 million to send us on that trip to Mexico. That was airfare for 2 round trip, all the accommodations, everything you could ever imagine from experiences. And I didn't have to write a check for any of it. Of course, I got to go, but I got to point my team to that. In last year's incentive period, I got to get people serious about Performance Club and focused on building their business and focused on building it consistently based on the calendar month. And that has propelled my business in other ways, and the company paid for all of that. So I just want you to understand, like, these trips are important. We want everybody watching this to come with us to Jamaica, but we also want you to be there with us because we know that it will drive your business holistically, organically into levels you can't even imagine. Yvette, if you're in a place where if you could unmute, I'm gonna stop the screen share for a second, but we'd love to hear your thoughts and take your time because there was a lot to think about that we experienced on that trip, but share a little bit of your thoughts coming out of the trip to Mexico.
Oh, thanks, Jim. First of all, I'm still reeling in the fact that I actually got to go on a trip. And I had never been to Puerto Vallarta. So that was exciting for me. That was always on my bucket list rather. And so to be able to go somewhere where I had never thought I could actually go to was exciting in itself. I kept saying to myself, I can't believe I won this trip. And finally, my husband said, stop saying that. And I said, why? He said, because you earned it. And that was a shift in my thinking. I felt like I was blessed and I was lucky, but I wasn't. Like, I really did earn it. I worked my tail off to get there. And so that was my reward for going there. Now, having been able to bring my husband, he didn't have to pay for a single penny. Let me tell you what, he now says I can't miss any other trip. It's now non-negotiable. And I started thinking about that as well. If I can do this, anybody can do this. Truly, anybody can do this. And I started thinking about, what did I do to win this trip? And I started really dissecting the fact that I was doing what Jim told me to do. I was staying consistent. I will say there was a shift in my belief. I really started I always knew what we did was good work, but I really believe, like Jim says, it's important work. It's noble work. And when you come from that place, your delivery is a lot different. There's a conviction in who you are and what you believe, and it naturally comes across to whomever it is that you're speaking to. And so my mindset had definitely shifted. And really the only difference was I started asking people. I was just selling plans, and now I just started saying, hey, you may not be interested in this, but can I show you what it is that I'm doing, kind of thing. And it was by showing them the opportunity that made all the difference. That's actually what got me to the trip. And plugging into the system. Jim says it's duplicatable. I will tell you, I was blessed that I got to spend some time with Jim and some of these other leaders who gave me their time while on this trip to drop all these nuggets. And so my commitment to Jim when I was talking to him was that I was going to get better at bringing people on. It shouldn't be hard, but I need to get to the point where it's easy for me. And he makes it sound so simple, and it truly is. I just have to stop doing it my way and start following the system. But one of the things that I loved about it, I was sitting in a room and there were hundreds of $1 million ring earners. And I kept thinking, oh my gosh, and then there were about, and Jim, correct me if I'm wrong on the numbers, but there was about another 250 people that were just like me that had earned the trip to go to Puerto Vallarta. And it made me start to realize that I was around like-minded people who believed in what it is that they were doing, and they were dropping golden nuggets, and you got to network with them. I spoke with Steve Williamson, who was the CFO, and he was very generous with his time. Actually, my husband met him before I did because we were sitting next to him. I got to speak with Don Thompson. I got to speak with Warren, and I just don't even want to say his last name because I don't know how to. Schlitzinger? How do you say his name? Yeah, Schlitzinger. Yeah, right. He ranks right up there with saying Puerto Vallarta.
Slichting.
What is it?
Slichting.
Slitzing. Okay, so
Slick. Like you're saying, like an SH on the beginning of the word lick. Like slichting. Yeah.
He was wonderful and humble, and he stayed with us. He was dancing and talking to everybody, very real, down to earth. And then Jim was so kind, gave me a generous amount of time, and everybody was welcoming and dropping nuggets and encouraging. And so this became non-negotiable for me. There isn't any reason why I can't win the next trip. And so what I'm here to tell you is if I can do this, you all can do this. And they've now made the trip to Jamaica easy. You do have to keep your persistency up. You have to stay Performance Club qualified. So that is non-negotiable. And then just bring on, at least 2 people up until February, and then you'll win the trip. So that's my goal. That's what I'm trying to earn. I'm going to earn it, not trying, I'm going to earn it. But at the end of the day, here was the best part. People were like family. I didn't really believe it. I'm not really good around a lot of people, but they were also kind and welcoming, and you really felt like you actually had a family. It was really lovely. So much so that my husband, who's very quiet and very shy, is like, we just got to keep coming here, because he really even bought onto it. So it was nice to bring my spouse so he could see what it is that I did. He could see how the company really paid for me to earn this trip and what they're doing for us. It was I don't know, it was humbling. It was really humbling, and it was quite the experience. And am I missing something, Jim? Because I'm at a loss for words, because I'm still reeling in the fact that it was so much fun.
I think you hit on what it feels like to experience it for the first time. And I love watching, one of the things you and I could talk about event is in that reception, the morning business meeting, when they asked people to stand up who this was their first Performance Club trip, it was half the room.
It was. And I won $1,000 too. That was really cool to even see my name up there, because I also got the senior director bonus I made 2 months in a row So I guess they had another bonus. So I didn't really, that was exciting. And it was half the people in the room. And to see that we were, all a part of it, and people were sharing and they were excited, and the encouragement was there and the energy was there. You couldn't help but feel proud that you were part of this amazing company.
It's I think you just did a great job laying it out. And why are we doing this? Why are we spending the time on this? Because the way I started today's meeting by saying that we're kicking off the end of the month, and that's a thing that happens in our business. This is what happens, is we shift into a new gear around this time of the month. And as a leader has been working with people for years and years, decades now, one of my challenges is to get people to behave in the first week of the month the way you're all going to behave right now. But I've also learned to just accept that that's kind of how things go. So there's a whole bunch of us that are watching this live or watching the replay. It's not the end of the month. There's a whole bunch of us that are saying, okay, it's the 26th, it's Wednesday. The month ends next Monday. It's almost a week away. And there's a bunch of us. The only way I can be helpful is be real. There's a whole bunch of people that are going to say, if I knew about this on the first of the month, if only I had the person who said they were going to join, they didn't join. It's just not going to happen for me. Okay, I get it. I know that that's a whole group of people that are watching today. But let me just suggest to you that you can change your opinion on that if you want to. You can completely shift your mindset, because there are people in the same situation that you're in that are today saying, listen, I'm going to get this done. I didn't know how important it was to the future of my business to be in Performance Club, but now I do. And so I'm going to do it. And I might not know what to do, but I'm going to start by asking for help. That's a different group of people. That's the group of people that will be on the trip with us in Jamaica next year. Because it's the folks that say, listen, I might not know what to do and I might not know how I'm going to do it, but I am not going to miss. That the line in the sand mentality, the I will until mentality, the I'm gritty and determined mentality is what will carry you forward in this business. Now, I can teach you what's the calendar month and what the bonuses are and how to earn them, but that doesn't really speak to the weight of who you are, to the measure of your conviction to see something through. And a great way to test your mettle is to see this through in the month of July. Because fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, if you're not Performance Club qualified in July, we can't talk about Montego Bay, Jamaica with you in August. That's the reality of the situation. And so while that might, again, feel like a harsh statement, it also allows us to be motivated towards doing the things that matter. There is nothing that we do in pursuit of qualifying for Montego Bay that hurts our business. It's all things that grow our business. So we get serious about Performance Club and then we stay in Performance Club. We model that behavior to the people around us and then they join Performance Club and we grow our businesses even faster. Now, I talked a lot about this, and Yvette, you did a great job. I wonder, Sonora, can I lean on you for a second? If I put that screen share back up, will you just quickly go through what folks need to do to acquire the points for Performance Club qualifying? Can I put you on the spot like that? Say yes.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I'll pull it up for you.
All right, everybody. You heard Mr. Tanner say that it is only the 26th of the month, and there's still plenty of time for you to be Performance Club qualified. And it is simple. It is as simple as 1, 2, and 3, well, 150 points of it, let's say. And everything that you do is going to count toward you being Performance Club qualified. So for every premium dollar, you're going to get a point. What does that mean? That means for any plan that you market and sell, it could be a Legal Shield, it could be a ID Shield plan, it could be a family plan, it could be a small business plan. For every amount of that plan, you're going to get 1 point for that. But then there's more. There is more that you can get points for. If you recruit a new associate that has a membership, and that's any membership, you're also going to get 50 points for that, but you're also getting the points for the premium for the plans that you sold. So talk about double dipping and double pointing. On top of that, those new people that you just brought onto the business, well, Mr. Tanner just explained to you about them fast start qualifying. So not only are you going to get the bonus as the sponsor, but when they fast start qualify, that's another 50 points. Oh my God, guys, it's just points all over the place. And if you're going to open a group because you're working in the business solution sector and you're opening up a brand new group, well, there's also bonuses with that too for opening up new groups, but you're also going to get another 50 points. So it is right there, guys. And it is not too late. You can do actually all of this before the weekend even gets here. Just get on out there and do it and just make it happen. And then right below that, it talks about the monthly bonuses that you're going to get. Well, I'm so excited, guys, because I just celebrated a milestone myself of 12 months of being Performance Club qualified. And I'm just so thrilled and so excited. And corporate sent me some other stuff to do. And oh my God, I was just completely excited about that as well too. But guess what? I want you to be in this club with me. I want you to be in the Performance Club with a whole bunch of the Performance Club people. It is not too late. It is only the 26th of July. You have plenty of time to make it happen. So let's just get on out there. As soon as we're done with this call, you get to it and let's make it happen. Back to you, Mr. Tanner.
Thank you very much, Sonora. I'm giving you a 5-second countdown to screenshot that, anybody that wants it. But this is also, this document is in your Legal Shield resources. 3, 2, 1. All right. So we're running out of time here. We're coming to the top of the hour. The fact is, you can do this. We know you can do this. You're surrounded by people that are doing this, know how to help you, and want to answer your questions. All you have to do is decide and then take the action behind that decision. And not just to join us on a trip, it's going to be a fabulous trip. Like I said, the company spent over $2 million to incentivize your team and mine to go out and qualify for Mexico. The budget for this trip to Montego Bay is actually unlimited. There is no competition and rankings here. Every person that Performance Club qualifies every month of the incentive period, July through February, listen to me, every associate that does these qualifying things, which is Performance Club during the incentive period, 15 recruits, is it two or three? I always forget. I think it's just two fast start qualifiers, 3 fast start qualifiers. So 15 and 3 fast start qualifiers and 65% retention on March 1st. Every person that hits that is going. For those of you that weren't here to understand the difference, we had to compete to be in Mexico. They only took in these different leaderboards, the top 100, top 200 in different categories. So we all had to compete with each other as associates. They have taken that element out of it. We've returned to the way that it always was, which is you versus you, we call this. It's me versus me. The only person that I have to overcome is my limiting beliefs, is the voice in my head that says I don't deserve it. That's the only competition I have. The company is taking everybody that wants to go and does the minimum qualifications to get there. There is no budget. We were talking about this in the pool. It could be 10 million, 12 million, $15 million. And you're saying, Jim, no. Listen, smart guy. I know how the real world works. I mean, there's only so many rooms at a resort. False, because I've been in this situation before. Sometimes we have so many people who qualify for these trips that we divide it into 2 back-to-back trips. We take over the resort not just once, but twice back-to-back. We are going to have more people on this trip to Montego Bay than we've ever had on a trip in our 51 plus years of Performance Club trips. And we want you to be there with us. You deserve a seat at the table. The table's there, the chair's there, it's got your name on it. All you have to do is show up. Thanks so much for joining me today. Do not hesitate to ask questions and reach out. You can Performance Club qualify. You have all the time in the world that you need to do it. Fact is, there'll be people who do it today just off of the inspiration and motivation from this meeting, and you can get it done before we call it an end of the month. This is the kickoff to the end of July. It's going to be a lot of fun. The work is worth it. The people you help by getting them this service matters. The people you share this opportunity with are impacted. You're changing lives every day. You're an agent of change because you were brave and courageous and stepped into someone's life to let them know that our services, our opportunity, our company, and all of this group of mentors exist. And I celebrate you for it. Go have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Gabe.